Welcome back here to New Day Cleveland. Elderberry. It's syrup that can be used for a whole lot more than just maybe topping your favorite foods. We have Nicole Lazar here from Health Junkie. She's showing us some of the great uses for this. I haven't really had an experience with this before, so I'm excited to have you show us how this is done.
Thanks.
You created your own line, correct?
I did,
Why?
yes.
What was the need for you? Why did you fall in love with it and then decide that you wanted to create this?
So elderberry syrup's a favorite in cold and flu season, and it's usually seen as a supplement. The reason it's a favorite is that they've done great studies, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, the gold standard, and have shown that the standard supplements have cut the flu from 6 days to just 2, cut the length of a cold, and reduce symptoms as well, so you don't quite feel quite as bad while you're sick.
I'm starting to develop a sore throat right now,
well,
and I
what you
thought
need
to
today.
myself, this would be perfect.
Yes.
So this is great. What is elderberry?
So elderberry, it's a plant and it grows in a bunch just like grapes, but it's a lot smaller. Think like blueberries, but a little smaller. Notoriously a pain to pick and get all the stems off. But I was pregnant and someone came over sick a few years back. And I'm thinking, what are you doing to me? You know, I'm particularly vulnerable right now. I really don't want to catch this. And I have a background in holistic health. I knew elderberry syrup was out there. I'd never tried it. I did try it. I stayed healthy, and I was so grateful for that. But the supplements are so full of processed sugar, most of them, and I wasn't a fan of the additives, the price point. I wanted to make something that people could enjoy taking on a daily basis, especially, you know, my family. I've got a son in preschool, and goodness knows they're exposed to everything.
Oh, and then they expose you to everything
Yes,
too, right?
they bring it all
so you
home.
brought 2 mocktails with you today.
Yes, I have 2 different mocktails, and there's so many different things you can do with this. I've got 3 different flavors. The bold ginger's got some kick to it.
I would love that.
Cinnamon's a nice warm, friendly flavor. Cherry's more light and delicate, also vegan,
Okay.
sweetened with local maple syrup. The other 2 are sweetened with local honey, so you're getting the benefits of that.
So
And
you
you're
have
gonna-
a little bit of sweetness to it. It's not
Yes.
very bitter.
Right, it is sweet, not as thick as your typical syrup because it has a lower sugar content. This is less than half the sugar.
Which is
of,
also a good
the
thing.
supplements. Yes.
So do you want to, let's make them.
Yes, so the first one we're doing today is a cinnamon apple cider mocktail.
That sounds
And
delicious.
you can mix and match. So we'll start with some apple cider and add some sparkling water. This is just half cup each. And then what pairs really, really well with the apple cider is the cinnamon, of course, apple cinnamon.
This
So
is
mix
great for
that in.
fall.
Yes, perfect for fall, my favorite fall drink. And give it a mix because that elderberry syrup can tend to kind of drift to the bottom. So here's one.
Okay.
The second I'll do is, this is pineapple juice. And again, it's just half a cup of the pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice. Wonderful.
Half a cup of the sparkling water. With, again, 2 tablespoons of the syrup. The one I'm doing here is cherry.
Okay. So you
So
have.
cherry pineapple.
So how long ago did you create the line?
It was about 2.5 years ago that I first stumbled upon elderberry syrup and got to work on my own stove. Came across something that I loved, friends loved, family loved, and people wanted it. And I'm like, well, you know, how do I really do this in the right way to get it out there? So it's not something I can make at home. It's done in a commercial kitchen. I rent space downtown, and it's it's been quite a ride having 2 little guys.
Good
at
for
the same
you. I
time.
love when we have local entrepreneurs on this show who are really trying. I mean, you're in Heinen's now too.
Yes.
So I mean,
All
you're Heinen's and a few other locations, right?
Yes, you can find it in the Cleveland area at your local Heinen's. Further south, it's in local Roots in Ashland and Worcester. But you'll also find it in many doctor's offices, naturopathic offices, chiropractors' offices,
Wow.
because of the the value of elderberry.
So you brought hot tea with our next guest that we'll be discussing.
Yes,
but you,
we
you brought
borrowed some
hot tea
hot tea.
over, and this is which
That's
flavor is
the
this?
ginger. So
this
you're
is the
drinking
ginger.
Ginger.
I was going to go
gingerbread
for one of
tea.
those and try that, but then I thought, well, why not? Since I said I was, and I love tea.
Yeah, give it a little mix because, like I said, it'll stick to the bottom. Sink to the bottom.
We shall see what this tastes like. I'm keeping that one.
All right. I'll take it.
Delicious.
Thank you.
That's really, really good.
Thank you. Yeah, and that ginger packs a punch, but if you
But
give
it's
it the right
not that. I
blend.
mean, maybe just because I like ginger, it doesn't really pack that much of a punch for me.
Yeah.
This is really good. So you have an event coming up tomorrow.
Yes,
Correct?
tomorrow I will be at Wild Roots in Hudson, and I'm at farmers markets every single weekend. I have my schedule on my Facebook page, and there's always a lot going on.
Well, do you mind if I take here? Let's cheers with these. Thank you so much for coming in. Her first time on the show. I think you did a fabulous job.
Oh, well, thank you.
I must say. Now,
Cheers.
now that I have this, I have to try this one too. Why not? They're mocktails, people. Don't worry. I promise.